Hi everyone, it is me, Sailor Saturn, Taru here, and today I'm going to talk about, why I was the feared sailor fighter. Now, I don't know if it was the same way in the books, but I know in the drawing film, the first drawing show, we should say, I was feared. No one really it don't come up until the third following, which is known to Sailor Moon Super, Sailor Moon S, or Sailor Moon Over. And the grounds to why I was a feared sailor fighter, because all the elders believed that I would, end everything. Since it was shown, and this was mostly in the book, that after the Moon Kingdom fell, I was called upon to end it. So all the elders thought that I was, gonna end everything again. So they would do everything they could do to stop that from happening. Now, it shifted out that that was not true, even though I did have the might, to do it. But I would choose not to. I would go on to fight what was known as Overland King 90, which in the book, any other drawing film, doesn't really have a likeness that I know of. But I went in and fought him, and with the help of Sailor Moon, I put an end to him. And then I would go back, start my life again, until Sailor Stars, when I'd come back again. Now, a lot of folks wonder, was there, how did the book handle me? Well, the books handled me in the same way. They made me out to be a feared sailor fighter, and just like in the books as well as the drawing film, and even the new make of the drawing film, I was still believed, to be the feared sailor fighter. A little background on myself is that I was called the sailor fighter of ending because yes, God and Jesus did give me the might to either help a world or to end a world. But I was never do that. Yes, it was true that I was called to put an end to the Moon Kingdom after Queen Beryl besmirched the Moon Kingdom, after she slain everyone, and after everyone had gotten sent to Earth, having new lives, which is not talked about at all in the 9 between 90YL drawing film. It's not talked about. So, anyway, that's why I was always known to be, that's why I was a feared sailor fighter. That's why Sailor Uranus and Sailor Neptune, and that's why Sailor Pluto feared me, because at the end, hi Buttercup, because at the end of the day, they feared me because they thought that I would, bring the end to the world and everything. Hi Buttercup, you want anyone else? Well then you're gonna have to yield until I'm done making this film. Hi Buttercup. Alright. So, yeah, that's what happened. That's why I was a feared sailor fighter. Why everybody feared me. Now, the inners did not fear me, which you would think they would, but they didn't. And at the end, when they learned about what my goal was and what I truly was sent to do, no one feared me anymore. They did not. At the end of the day, I was onlooked like all the other ones. And now you might say to yourself, "Oh well, that was one way. I don't know how the books didn't the books made me out to be a feared sailor fighter too for the same grounds." But yeah, so in the book I did the same thing. Yes, it's true I would come back later on in Sailor Stars. And yes, I know I'll probably be back in Sailor Moon Cosmo or Sailor Moon Room, since Cosmos is a Greek or Hellenish borrowed word and space is a French borrowed word, so the English word would be room. Yeah. Now, a lot of folks wonder why am I the sailor fighter of ending? Like, a lot of folks wonder, like, well, how can you be the sailor fighter of ending or death when that's mostly has to do with Pluto? Well, don't ask me. I don't know. I'm not the one that wrote the sagas and wrote the tales and drew the drawing films and drew the likenesses and wrote the books back in the day. So your guess is as good as mine, you know. And there were and so at the end of the day, it was only the inners who didn't fear me because they knew at the end of the day I was still a sailor fighter. So Sailor Moon, Sailor Mercury, Sailor Mars, Sailor Jupiter, Sailor Venus, Sailor Mini Moon, they knew not to fear me. Well, yes, they did know that I did have a might, but at the end of the day, I was still a sailor fighter like all of them. Like I said, it was the elders that feared me. Sailor Uranus, Sailor Neptune, Sailor Pluto, who all feared me because they knew that I could either help the world or end the world, and they believed I would choose to end the world. Um, and let's not talk. Yeah. So even though I only show up in two followings of the nine between 90 YL drawing film, and I do kind of show up a lot. I only show up like two times in the books or in the funny books, whatever you want to call it. And I need be only show up two times in the 20 O's drawing shows. So anyway, that's all I gotta say about why I was a feared sailor fighter and why the elders were frightened of me, why the inners were never frightened of me. So if you like this film, then follow me over here at, Sailor Moon for Life. Watch the other film I made yesterday over here when when Sailor Neptune, Michelle, talked about the Sailor Moon doll gatherers and how they don't show any of their dolls any love. I, Sailor Saturn Taru, and I hope you like this film. Bye.